Hey, it's Kay, and this is the Immigration People Autocomplete Answers. Actually, I have no idea what internet is going to ask me today, but we shall see. First questions. Is Singapore immigration strict? Well, I wouldn't say it's strict, but it's more to not so straightforward and not so transparent. Basically, Singapore immigration is not like some other countries like Canada or Australia, whereby they have a point system. So before you apply, you will be able to roughly have an idea what is your success rate, because you'll be able to count the point, like example, what industry you are in, then you will score a certain point. Unfortunately, there's no such system in Singapore, so it is less transparent. So that's why a lot of people would choose to work with an immigration firm when it comes to submission of their PR and citizenship application. Is Singapore visa free? I would say nothing is free, no free lunch in the world, so everything you have to pay for it. Yeah, but the Singapore visa term is pretty broad, so there are many types of different visas in Singapore. Like example, the short-term tourist visa, the business visa, or working visa such as employment pass, S pass. So if we talk about the working visa, there are application fees that payable to Ministry of Manpower. The application fees for typical working visas such as employment pass and S pass will be at 105. Meanwhile, you also have to pay issuance fees upon receiving your in-principle approval, and the issuance fees typically range between 100 to 255. Meanwhile, if we talk about tourist visa, the fees that you have to pay to the Immigration and Checkpoint Authority will be at 30 Sing dollars. Is Singapore visa easy to get? Well, if we are talking about tourist visa and business visa, it's relatively pretty easy to get. However, if we talk about working visas such as employment pass and other type of work passes, and especially permanent residency and citizenship, it is going to be more difficult. Not sure if you guys are aware, we have previously talked about Compass Framework, which has lately launched with effective from 1st September. So now there are point system, and then you have to cross 40 points in order for your employment pass to go through. So it has definitely become tougher to get a work pass. Is Singapore visa multiple entry? Well, in Singapore, you can actually apply for single journey or multiple journey visas, either for tourist visa or business visa. Typically, the validity of the visa will range somewhere between 3 months to 2 years, and sometimes you can apply for a multiple journey visa as long as 10 years for specific passport holder. For more information, you should definitely check out ICA website at www.ica.gov.sg. Does Singapore visa get rejected? Yes, definitely. Immigration and Checkpoint Authority or even Ministry of Manpower, they are able to reject a visa, either a short-term visa or a long-term visa. There are multiple factors that might contribute to the rejections of the visa, such as perhaps discrepancy in the information, or maybe people are not filling up their form correctly. Now, I have personally seen cases such as one of the case, it's a short-term visit pass application and was rejected because of the annual salary that declared was not correct. So the annual salary declared was only 600 Sing dollar. So perhaps ICA think that with 600 Sing dollar as an annual salary, it is too low for them to come into Singapore to travel. Hence, the visa was rejected, and we fixed the issue, and eventually her tourist visa get approved. How does Singapore's immigration policy attract foreigners? Well, Singapore has always been an immigrant country because geographically speaking, we are considered small, and because of aging population as well, we definitely need to rely on foreign talent to complement the nation workforce and to share knowledge as well. This is how Singapore has become an international hub for commerce, and government has remained pretty inclusive and welcoming for foreigners to come to Singapore, and even incentivize startup or business to start in Singapore to create local employment. Is Singapore good for immigrants? Well, Singapore is known internationally as a country that has multiracial culture, and in fact, the local community itself is made up by Chinese, Indian, Malay, and Eurasian as well. So, regardless where do you come from, maybe you're from the US, you're from the UK, or you're from China, or even Egypt as well, I would say this place will make you feel like home, and it's generally easier for you to integrate to Singapore. How long does Singapore immigration take? Well, it depends on which route that you will be taking to enter Singapore. If you're coming into Singapore via the Global Investor Program, it could be as fast as 9 months to a year that you can directly achieve your permanent residency status in Singapore. However, most of my clients will need to get a work pass first and spend about 1 to 2 years in Singapore before they can apply for permanent residency. So in order for you to complete the whole process, I would say the quickest will take you about 2 to 3 years before you finally achieve the PR status. Well, if you're thinking even further that you wish to attain Singapore citizenship and get the strongest passport in the world, perhaps you need to wait for 2 years of being a PR before you can apply for Singapore citizenship, and the whole process from you entering Singapore to Singapore citizen, that might take you about 5 years. What is immigration pass in Singapore? Well, that's a pretty weird question. I would assume that you're asking for what are the different type of passes in Singapore. Well, there are short-term passes such as tourist visa or business visa. There are also some long-term passes if you wish to work and stay in Singapore, such as employment pass, S pass, personalized employment pass, Entra pass, tech pass, one pass, letter of consent, and also there are other type of passes for dependent as well, such as dependent pass, long-term visit pass, and of course, not forgetting, there are also permanent resident and Singapore citizen as well. So these are the different type of passes or status that we have in Singapore. And that's it for today's episode. Thanks for joining me today. And here's a fact, there is a record high of population number at 5.92 million, and this is lately published by the Immigration and Checkpoint Authority in our population report. And with this, we also have a record high of both PR and citizenship approval. What does it mean for you? It means that this is a good season to apply for permanent residency and citizenship if you wish to do so. Now, if you have asked Google any question and has not gotten a satisfactory answer, feel free to put in the comment section below. And now, like, share and subscribe if you have not done so, and I'll see you next time. Bye! You're very distracted by your backside.
Yes，我屁股很大，再来一次。
Oh my god. Okay, 来这个。